All right, so this is going to be a relatively quick video on mapping values based on columns that exist in a Pandas data frame. So let's see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to import Pandas. I'm going to read our store's sales forecasting data, convert those column names, and then let's look at data. Let's look at the first 3 rows. All right, so in each one of these rows, right, so we can see we've got information for some products that are being sold. In particular, we have a column called ship mode. And what if I were to look at the columns in this data frame, so the column values, we've got sales, the quantity, the discount, the profit. What if we wanted to put like a shipping cost, right? And let's say that it's entirely dependent on the ship mode. So the cost that we're charging the customer is entirely dependent on the ship mode. It has nothing to do with the subcategories or of product or whatnot, which is probably an incorrect assumption, but let's just say that it is. And we want to get some values for that in our data. So if it's second class, maybe we want it to be, some value, maybe 10. If it's standard class, it'll maybe be a little bit cheaper. But what we want to do is create a new column that has values depending on the values in another column. This is something I do a lot. I find myself needing to do this a lot of times. So let's see how to do this. And the way that we do it is actually we're going to go back to one of our Python primitives, in particular a dictionary. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to look in that column, ship mode, and I wanted to see what our unique values are. All right, so we have second class, standard class, first day, and same day. So what you want to do is you want to grab a dictionary. So I'm going to call this shipping cost. And what you want to do is you want to define a dictionary where the keys are the unique values that can occur in that column. So I'm going to put standard class, second class, first class, and same day. All right, and those are going to be the keys. For each one of those, you need to make a value that's associated with what you want to essentially map onto that data. So in particular, everywhere that you see standard class, the value associated with that key should be what you want to map on. All right, so I'm just going to say for standard class, we'll do a 10. And then we'll maybe do a 15 here, and then we'll do maybe a 20, and then maybe a 30. All right. So we've got a dictionary, and if I want to map those, I want to get those values in the data. So notice we got 2 second class and then a standard class. What you'll do is grab that column. So in this case, ship mode, right? And then you can call a .map and provide those shipping costs. All right, so now remember our first 2 were second class and then we had a standard class. So we're seeing that it's essentially finding what value is in that ship mode column and then mapping the values from that dictionary where the key matches the value in that column. All right, so now we can do that. This is returning a Pandas series for each one of our values. And then we can say shipping cost. Fantastic. All right, so now we have a new column all the way out to the right. And those are those costs. Now, let's say that if you forgot one, if a value is in the column or exists in the column that doesn't match, it's just going to replace that with a missing value. So it will not give you an error, but it will say, hey, I wasn't able to map this one, so you will have a missing value wherever you've got values in a column that are not specified in that dictionary. All right, so that is going to conclude this relatively short video on how to map data onto a data frame based on values in a column.